is what like what is that meant to be? For me, I'm just like, okay, now this is something that I'm like a lot happier about than people think. This looks almost like a, for lack of a better word to describe it, the spiritual successor to um, the Kobe 6. That's what this looks like. It looks like it is the spiritual successor.
Caitlin Clark appears to be teasing the arrival of her first signature sneaker, and the hints are coming directly from her social media presence. Her Instagram handle has been updated to Caitlin1, a clear nod to what is expected to be the name of the shoe, and a partial image of the upcoming design has been circulating online, generating significant reaction from sneaker enthusiasts and basketball fans alike. The image that has been making the rounds appears to show a portion of the shoe's construction, and the immediate comparison that jumped out to a large number of observers is the Kobe 6. The silhouette and design language bear a notable resemblance to that line, which is widely regarded as one of the strongest performance basketball shoes ever produced.
It looks like it is the spiritual successor to the Kobe 6, which is exactly what you want to see. Because again, the Kobe 6 is one of the greatest shoes of all time. That is one of the greatest shoes ever. I don't think anyone's really going to go and deny that. The Kobe 6 is not one of the best shoes to ever exist. And now you have got the potential new Kobe 6s in Caitlin Clark's shoe, which is very, very important. And again, people are hyped.
If the final product lands anywhere close to that aesthetic, the reception is likely to be strong. The Kobe line has already had a deep connection to Clark. Several Kobe 5 colorways released over the past couple of seasons have been associated with her, including a pair in fever colors. There is some debate, however, about what exactly is being shown in the teaser image. Some have interpreted the visible section as the outsole of the shoe, which has prompted concern.
Which is very, very important. And again, people are hyped about this. People are hyped about it. A lot of people are saying this is the outsole. Why would she be showing the outsole of her shoe? And by the way, the outsole is a bunch of C's. I mean this. If this is the outsole, the shoe's going to suck. Like, this is too small. These are too many small things. You are one dusty floor away from destroying it. They already fumbled the shoe bag. Those are Kobe's. What if I told you that was the upper? There's no way this is not the upper.
The pattern displayed consists of small repeating shapes, reportedly C's, and if that is indeed the traction surface, it raises legitimate questions about grip and court performance. Outsole design does not need to be visually striking. Its only real job is to prevent slipping, and overly complex or unconventional patterns have historically caused problems for performance footwear. If it turns out the image is actually showing the upper of the shoe rather than the outsole, those concerns disappear and the reaction shifts considerably more positive. The timing of the release is notable for other reasons as well.
There's absolutely no way. Because if this is the outsole, I'm very concerned. I would be very, very concerned if this is the outsole right here because, again, you're kind of hoping that it's it is the upper that's like the Kobe 6s. Because if this is the outsole, again, if you've ever played basketball in shoes that try to do anything like, for lack of a better way of describing it, like...
The shoe is reportedly scheduled to drop on September 29th. Clark is now heading into what will effectively be her third full season in the league before receiving a signature shoe, which is a longer runway than some expected given the level of attention she generated from the moment she entered the WNBA. For context, Sabrina Ionescu had her first signature shoe arrive earlier in her career, though that timeline is complicated by the fact that her early seasons were disrupted and her statistical output during that period was modest.
Describing it like anything too out of the box when it comes to traction, it never ends well. It never ends well. Trying to go too out of the box, too much outside the box with traction, because that's the most important thing. Traction doesn't need to look good. It does not need to look good. All it needs to do is make you not slip. If this is the outsole, I'm very worried. I'm very, very worried. There will still be, a review, a Caitlin Clark shoe review on this channel because, look,
Clark, by contrast, has been one of the most watched players in the league since day one. The broader sneaker landscape around women's basketball players offers some useful comparison points. The Sabrina line has leaned heavily on the Kobe, DNA, and Aja Wilson signature shoe draws clear inspiration from older Nike Mercurial soccer boots translated into a basketball form.
Look, I'm currently not, as an individual, currently not in a position to just start throwing money away on sneakers. But that being said, as a company, I'm okay with, as a company, it's grand. It's fine. But yeah, it is it is what it is. It's been years. It has been years coming. And that's just the way that I'm looking at this. I'm like,
Clark's shoe appears to be following a similar approach, building off an established and beloved template rather than trying to introduce something entirely unfamiliar. Clark's overall profile at the moment is worth considering in this context. The hype around her has settled somewhat from the peak period around the WNBA draft, but that is a natural cycle for any player transitioning from college stardom to professional competition.
I'm looking at this, I'm like, we have been waiting however many years it's been. Everyone thought that she should have come into the league with a shoe, like LeBron. That she should have been the face of a different line. She did end up being the face of the Kobe line. But she is going to be nearly finishing year 3 before she gets the sneaker. Sabrina Ionescu realistically got the sneaker earlier. She got her one before year 3. And I get it. It was technically year 4. But the Sabrina thing,
What the current season has shown is that she is producing her most reliable basketball in high-leverage moments, more controlled, more varied in her shot creation, and more effective in situations that matter. The restriction she is playing under within the current offensive system has arguably kept her ceiling from being fully visible, but the clutch production has been consistent. A well-received signature shoe dropping in the back half of the season would add another layer to what is already a significant commercial profile.
But the Sabrina thing, she didn't really play as a rookie, and her first year was a wobble. She played 2 games her rookie year, and then one of the years she averaged 10 points per game. So I'm not even going to consider that a real year. But yeah, it is. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. I wonder when she's going to debut them. And my guess is, again, everyone's like, oh yeah, they're going to be completely different. I was like, they can't be too different to the Kobe's. The only problem is that Sabrinas are basically Kobe's.
If the design does follow through on the Kobe 6 comparison, the shoe has the potential to become one of the most worn on basketball courts across multiple levels of the game well into next season. The matchup between Angel Reese and Isabel Harrison produced one of the more contentious individual battles of the WNBA season, made more layered by the fact that the two were teammates on the Chicago Sky in 2024, a detail that raises obvious questions about what the dynamic between them looked like behind closed doors during that period. Harrison controlled the physical contest almost completely.
Izzy Harrison had Angel Reese in hell. Angel Soft? Anybody? Is that what we saw? Angel Soft. I'm more of a Charmin cat myself, but a lot of people like Angel Soft. Well, I'm just putting that out there. So, she got ejected. Isabel Harrison got ejected. I'll show you why in a minute.
Reese finished 2 of 13 from the field for most of the game, struggling to generate clean looks or establish any rhythm against Harrison's defense. That level of individual defensive dominance over a player of Reese's size and profile is notable regardless of context. The central flashpoint came on a play where Harrison went after a loose ball, making contact with Reese in the process and bringing her to the floor.
Got ejected. Isabel Harrison got ejected. I'll show you why in a minute. J-Mac is right. Harrison had Angel Reese in all kinds of the hell. 2 of 13 from the field. Got to be more careful. I mean, yikes. Harrison had Angel Reese in hell and in tears.
The ball possession appeared legitimate. Harrison had her hand on the ball throughout the sequence, and Reese's reaction upon hitting the floor, throwing herself backward into Harrison on the way down, complicated the officiating picture considerably. The referees ruled it a flagrant 2 and ejected Harrison, a decision that drew significant dispute given that Harrison appeared to have secured the ball before any of the contact was deemed excessive. The call was difficult to justify on the basis of intent, and Reese was visibly emotional following the sequence.
Had Angel Reese in hell and in tears. We'll get to that in a minute. They went at it all afternoon. Let's start here. Let's just start here. You're going to want to watch. They're right here. All right. Oh my God. Harrison pulled Angel to the floor. Oh my God. Right? Nah. She was going for the ball and got the ball. By the way,
the ejection changed the game's dynamic. Reese, who had been held largely in check all afternoon, went on to improve her shooting line after Harrison left the floor, finishing at 6 of 19 overall. The contrast between her performance with Harrison guarding her and without was sharp enough to speak for itself.
The ball. By the way, going for the ball and got the ball. I mean, hold on. How about another angle? Another angle.
And I are blind to here.
Let me turn this down. Look at her. Grab the ball, and then look. You're going to see Angel. Angel's going to launch herself up in the air, back.
The broader question hovering over Angel Reese and the Atlanta Dream is one that has not received the attention it might have, given how much discussion has been absorbed by other storylines around the league. Reese arrived in Atlanta carrying a history of locker room friction that culminated in a suspension and eventual trade from Chicago. Whether the Dream are genuinely better for having added her, or whether the team chemistry situation becomes a recurring storyline as the season progresses, remains an open question, one worth watching as the schedule deepens.
Angel's going to launch herself up in the air backwards into Harrison. Watch this. Look at that. What are you doing? And that's Harrison's fault? Angel launched herself. By the way, that would lead Angel Reese to be in like the tears. Check this out. Look at her. Oh no, she is showing up in tears. Look at that. She is showing up in tears. Look at that. Wow. Angel soft. Man, as the Ben Daniels would say, you can't make this up. How is this a flagrant 2 an ejection? She went after the ball. Angel is driving. She leans into her, which means she breaks the plane. Izzy goes after. Angel is driving. She leans into her, which means she breaks the plane. Izzy goes after the ball. Her right hand is literally on the ball and rips it out. How is this a flagrant 2 and an ejection? Can't even call over the back. Look at this. I keep telling you, she had the ball. Look at it. She got the ball in her hand. She's holding the ball like a football on the way to the ground. Angel Reese was emotional.
Was that control? Was that control? You know what I mean?
Oh. Damn. I mean, yikes. These two went at it yesterday. How about this little gem right here?
Bench got in on that call as well.
They're right here. Angel slaps the ball down. Harrison says, "Nah, B, we ain't doing it."